everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at DX Kishiryu Neptune from Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. This is obviously the main mecha for the Gold Ranger. You can see him featured right here down in the bottom. This has the Mosasaurus, I believe, which is called Mosa Rex, and then of course you have the robot form of Kishiryu Neptune. So this is the front of the box. It's a massive box. Taking a look at this side, you can see it shows off the changer and the sword and the other sword. I guess this is the little blade. It does come with a gold Ryusoul, which is used for the head of Kishiryu Neptune. On this side, you just have a really cool picture of Mosa Rex. I think that's really cool. I like that a lot. Taking a look on the top, you have another picture of Mosa Rex. On the bottom, not too much going on. And then on the back, you just have, again, Mosa Rex, the Ryusoul. He eats the Ryusoul, he transforms, and then you do have some crazy combinations down here. You have Spino Thunder when he combines with Dime Volcano, and then you have Dime Volcano and Kishiryu to form Giganto Kishiryu. So very cool. Of course, we'll be taking a look at all of those combinations. Let's go ahead, let's get them out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So out of the packaging, here is Mosa Rex. He doesn't really come in the package like this. There's a little bit of assembly required, but I'll show you how he disassembles when we do the transformation into Kishiryu Neptune. But I think he's pretty cool. He's a little hollow in between the legs and whatnot, but still a very cool dino. Mosasaurus is a pretty cool dinosaur. Nice long tail. Mouth can open very wide. A lot of nice paint and detail all around. Tons of connection ports, as you can see, which is the main gimmick of this line. He does have these two little mollusk companions. These form fists in Kishiryu Neptune, but they're supposed to be like the shells for the mollusk. And they kind of like float around in the ocean alongside him like his two little companions. But again, I know they're mostly fists, but they did a decent job. I like the yellow eyes, painted very nice. Then you have this down here molded in a gray plastic. And they have connection ports all over as well. Well, about as many as they can have. So putting them off to the side for the moment. There's not really too much else to say about Mosa Rex in this form. He doesn't really have a ton of articulation. I guess technically you can move these back fins around a little bit, but that's mostly for later on in the robot mode. You can move these around if you wish, but doesn't really make sense to. Really just the opening and closing mouth, which is pretty cool, I have to say. I like that a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Mosa Rex form, but it's nice and long, looks good, good color scheme. I like it quite a bit. Real quick before we get into the transformation, I wanted to take a look at the gold Ryusoul that he comes with. It's pretty much indistinguishable from the one that comes with the changer. As you can see here from the front, sticker looks exactly the same, paint applications are the same. Turn it around, the head's painted pretty identically. The only difference is this one here is B07 that came with the changer, and the one that comes with Kishiryu Neptune is B08. And you can see that they do have different rail systems, so they should make different sounds in the sword at least, so we'll take a look at that later on. But yeah, otherwise, they're pretty much exactly the same. If you didn't look at the number, there's really no way to tell them apart. So we'll put this one back off to the side, and then we'll go ahead and use this one for the transformation now. So changing into Kishiryu Neptune is actually pretty easy. First thing you can do, you don't have to do it first, but it's fun. Go ahead, take the Ryusoul, pop that right in, and then you can close it up. You can close the mouth completely with the Ryusoul inside, which I do like that. Come around to the back, take the tail off, put that to the side, flip the figure around. These little fins on the leg will rotate up 180 degrees, spread the legs apart. There you go. Then we will swivel the camera up here. Just rotate the arms 180 degrees. You're going to bring in the two mollusk friends. Man, I can't talk. Go ahead and just connect these as fists like you'd expect. You want to do it with the longer part to the outside of the figure. There you go. And then you just swivel the head around 90 degrees. Boom! And you reveal Kishiryu Neptune. Now, because his head is so sunken back in there, it's a little hard to see, but it looks pretty good. And then you can rotate the fist forward and you bring the tail back in and it just acts as a sword. So you just plug it into the hand. And there you go. Kishiryu Neptune. Looks pretty good. Doesn't have a ton of kibble or anything hanging off him. So I appreciate that. Like I said, I love this color scheme. The gold with the navy blue I think looks really good. Articulation wise, you can pretty much just spin the arms. You can see that there's a little bit of clearance issue with the Mosa head there, but it can get past. Not so much a problem on this side. Legs, I mean, they can go in and out, but that's really just because of the transformation from the Mosasaurus, so not really anything going on there. Yeah, so typical Sentai articulation, the arms move. But he looks good, he's fun, I like him. Let's go ahead and next we'll check out Spino Thunder. So here we have Mosa Rex and Dime Volcano. We'll go ahead and combine these two together. You will also need the two little fisty mollusk friends, so we'll put them in the mix over here. Going to start by taking Mosa Rex. You can disconnect this piece. That's kind of the whole tail assembly. Put that over there. Take this, disconnect the arm pieces. Put these all down here. Come down to Dime Volcano. Take off the head. This whole piece will come off like this. You're going to come back to Mosa Rex. And yes, this piece here, this 4 connector will attach here. And then I think just these two will clip onto this. So it's a little bit easier to do this part first just because these fins kind of get in the way. But come on. Connect that on, and then connect that on. And there you go. You have the whole back part of the dino. So you will put that down for a moment. You will take the 2 arm pieces, and you will rotate them in such a way, I believe like this. You come around to the Dime Volcano head, and you connect these on like this. And then you plug this whole part into this section down here. And you can see that these ridges kind of fit naturally into these little grooves right here, which is pretty cool. So there you go. And you can angle these down so that the hands are kind of in a better position there. So while you're doing that, you're going to take Dime Volcano's feet/body, split them apart, take this like this, plug in a mollusk, this goes like this, plug in a mollusk, then you're going to attach these here for big dino legs. So you can see that this guy's starting to take shape. At this point, you're going to take this and this little piece, and this is going to plug in right there. And then you flip this little part out to make the dinosaur head look somewhat different. And then this is going to peg in up here. And boom! There is Spino Thunder. It's actually pretty massive, I'm not gonna lie. It is a weird combination. But I think it's kind of neat that they wanted to give us a Spinosaurus. And you can still open up the mouth, super huge if you'd like. It's definitely a weird combo. But I kind of love it. The colors kind of go neat together, like the orange. Like the silver kind of complements the gray. There is some already gray as part of Mosa Rex. But the silver and the orange kind of go with the overall motif and color scheme. It's definitely weird, but I kind of like it. You do have arm articulation, although not how you'd expect for a dino. And technically, no, I guess the legs don't move. I thought maybe they did. So it's definitely a weird combination to be sure, but I like it. So next up, we're going to take a look at Gigant Kishiryu. You're going to start with normal Kishiryu and go ahead and remove all these pieces. And also the T-Rex head. So there you go, he is all set. You're going to take the body, the lower half of Kishiryu Neptune, and you're actually going to break him in half. And then, very important, this piece here has to flip up like that. Otherwise, it's not going to lay flat. So you take this piece, and let me consult the directions for 1 second because I always put these legs on backwards. So this should go towards the outside. So you're going to take this, and this is going to plug into the feet here, like that. And then you're going to swing this around so it kind of covers the foot. So again, take this, then swing that around so it covers the foot. I still feel like it doesn't really lay super flat. I guess it lays flat enough, but I feel like if you displayed it like this all the time, it might eventually bend something in a way it's not supposed to. But for now, it'll be fine. So I do like the fact that these kind of just meet the feet, so it kind of looks like one solid thing. That's kind of a nice touch. Coming back up to the top, we're going to take one of these, and another one of these. You're going to take this, connect this like this, connect this like this, and then connect the T-Rex head, and then peg it into the middle one on this arm, just like that. You can take these pieces, and they will peg in on the shoulders, like you do with the normal combination for Kishiryu and Dime Volcano. So there you go, we have that going on. Next up, you'll take this massive assembly here, and you'll turn this like this. Hold on, I think I have that wrong. Yeah, because this has to peg into the arm. So this is going to go like this. And then this pegs into the arm. There we go. And then this is going to peg in on top of here to kind of solidify that. There's that. Then you're going to take... Actually, let's do the leg pieces first. So you take this... And I always get this wrong too. So you have to hold it like this, and then make sure the little, there's a tiny little groove, and that should stand up like that. And then this is going to peg into the shin. Just like that. So you take this one, that goes like that. Is that connected all the way? Okay, cool. So then those go on the shins. Then you're going to take this piece, pop it open like that, take this piece, pop it open on top of that, flip this up, and then this will peg into the chest to form a new head slash chest plate, which I think actually looks really cool. And yeah, that is Gigant Kishiryu. I'm going to move the camera just a smidge. So he's not bad. I definitely like the new chest plate and the head. I think that head is really cool. It's got kind of a purple visor, and the gold paint looks really good. He's got the same kind of shoulder cannons we're used to from the combination with Dime Volcano. He's got two giant dino heads on his hands. You can rotate these up. He's ready to snack everybody. These giant things on the shoulders are a little weird, and I still don't love the shoes, but it's not that bad. I will say, though, in this mode, you do have a lot of pieces left over. You still have this, which I guess if you wanted, you could technically still put these in the hands, maybe? Or you could break the dino head off, you know, whatever. Whatever you feel like doing. And you do have, like, the sword left over, which I guess you could put the sword in probably pretty easily. There you go. You have the head of Dime Volcano left over. You have the 2 mollusk buddies left over. So this form does have a considerable amount of pieces left over, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, it's a pretty neat little form. I kind of like giving him the sword. I think I'm going to leave that in there. And I kind of like how he has the extra gun on his arm. But I guess in this mode, his 2 main assets are the 2 Champa Dino heads to take out enemies. So yeah, it's a decent form. It's not amazing, but, you know, it's cool. I just really wish, like, the other Kyoryujin would be integrated in some way. Like, I think it would be really neat if there was a way to combine all 7 of them. And there's really nothing stopping you from doing it. You just have to get creative. There's no official directions for it. But there's tons of plugs all over the place. And just like I didn't show off any combinations of Kishiryu Neptune with the T-Rex, no, the Triceratops, man, I can't think of their names now. Triken, Ankyrose. Why am I blanking all the names? Anyway, all the others, Zords, all the other Kishiryu can, you know, come up with some combination. There's just no directions for it, but you can get creative and kind of do whatever you want. But this is the official Gigant Kishiryu. Alright, so real quick, we'll take a look at this new Ryusoul in the Changer. So just like the gold Ryusoul that came with the Changer, you can work in this Changer, and does actually call Mercerex, which is pretty neat. Trying it out in the Ryusoul pen. So it says Ryusoul Gatai. So no armor because it's one of the transformation Ryusouls. And if you do it a second time, it just gives you the attack again. But it is different from the other gold one in the way that it says Ryusoul Gatai. I think Kishiryu Neptune is a lot of fun. I really like the Mercerex form. I like that they're throwing some aquatic dinosaurs into the mix. Mosasaurus is actually a pretty cool dino. I like the little, like, mollusk buddies that he comes with. They needed a way to give him fists in robot mode, and I thought that was kind of a clever way to do it. He just kind of has like 2 little companions that swim alongside him when he's in the Mercerex form, and then they combine with him for fists for Kishiryu Neptune. I also really like the name, Kishiryu Neptune being the Roman god of the sea, so I think that's a really good name using Neptune. The color scheme is great. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of articulation, but you know, it's typical Sentai robot articulation. The arms move around, so no sense getting upset about it. But I like the form. I think it looks cool. It is a little hard to see the face just because it's kind of recessed in there and covered in shadow a little bit, but I still think it looks cool. Love the sword. All the crazy combinations. I actually really like the combination with Dime Volcano for Spino Thunder. It's weird, but it's pretty huge. It's a lot bigger than I expected it to be, and I don't know. I just really like it. Gigant Kishiryu is alright. There's a lot of pieces left over, which is kind of a bummer, and it doesn't utilize all of the Kishiryu that we have so far. I was really hoping they would do something so you could combine all 7 together instead of just 3 out of the 7. But it is what it is. It's kind of a decent form. I really like the chest plate and the head, like mask, I guess you would call it, for that form. You can do combinations with the other Kishiryu with Kishiryu Neptune. There's just no official directions for it. But you can see that there's tons of combination spots all along the arms, legs, and chest. So if you want to come up with something to combine him with Triken, Ankydose, Tiger Lance, etc., Mill Needle, you can. There's just no official directions for it, but that's kind of the nice play pattern here. Because of the gimmick of this line with these connection ports all over the place, there's a lot of room for customization, imagination. I've seen some things online where people build like hulking robots with all of the pieces, and it's really neat. Some people even buy multiple of these robots so that they can build some gigantic creation. It kind of reminds me of like the Mugenbein days, which is really neat. I think that's great. I think the creativity in the fandom is out there, so I applaud those guys for coming up with crazy combinations and stuff. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Kishiryu Neptune in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.